And when Jawaharlal Nehru in India, when he is imprisoned, and he has written Discovery of India. And then similarly, and Rabindranath Tagore, when he is imprisoned, when he is at home, when he is in the prison, and he wrote a book called Gitanjali. And Aurobindo, and when he is imprisoned, he has written Integral Yoga. So now, at home, this is not time to indulge in the pleasures. It is a time to meditate. It is a time to contemplate. It is a time to observe, relax. It is a time to change ourselves, bring transformation. And vichara, and comes grahachara, achara. Achara, culture. Once your attitude changes, if you live in together, in your house a new culture is created. What is culture? Agriculture. When you remove all the dirt, and by default only grass grows in the lands. And if you want to grow the crop of wheat or a rice or a paddy, and you need to plow, you need to agriculture, and you need to plow. And what crop a farmer will grow? Only what is useful for us. So a saint and plows out all negative qualities, and he grows the crop of infinite happiness. So that's why this is called culture in your house. What culture is prevailing? Culture is a summa bonum of all your attitudes. Scientific living. Scientific living, in that house everyone respects and has a discipline and has only what the food eat based on the science. Whatever they do is absolute standard, that's all. And that is called a culture. What India has given? Culture. Science embedded into morning to evening in your life. This is a time to bring a new culture, a disease-fighting culture, a suffering-fighting culture. A culture of happiness, harmony among the exigencies in the disaster management, crisis management, how your culture protects your scientific living, protects culture. A culture, all these one related to the other. So if your culture has changed, then if you are meditating like this, and your culture, everyone in the home are like this, Sangha, and noble ones, everyone is good in that house. When you enter in that house, you will find compassion, vibration. You find so much love, so much, everywhere clean, everyone is clean, everyone loves each other. And then that culture has already transformed Grahachara. Next one is called Grahachara, your horoscope. This is first limb, second limb, third limb, and fourth limb, fifth limb, and this is sixth limb, Grahachara. Grahachara means your planetary, now Rahu and Ketu, all these planetary motion, by birth, already your program is known, what you are going to do in future. Based on your past data, if you give, so your supercomputer can predict, so atmosphere accurately based on the analysis of the past data. So your future is already written by default. By default, all our future is written. We are simply living like robots. You are thinking that you are making some decision. Your choices, everything is based on already what is written down. That's why we should not feel smart. The one who is smart is a yogi. The one who changed his horoscope. No planet will affect him. Nothing will have. He doesn't have to wear stones here, this stone, this stone, this stone, and this mantra, this tantra, and these kind of the things, they are protecting, no problem. But you go much beyond. You can change your horoscope. The one who changes horoscope is called, so Gotra Bhanana. Lineage changed. His Gotra changed. Immortality, Gotra of Arya he attained. Or Sanmukha Gotra is called, Achyuta Gotra is called. Change, this is a time to change the lineage, to join with the absolute highly enlightened people. Whoever enlightened, they are called, every yogi has already changed this Grahachara. That's the purpose of a human. Only human can do this. No other species can change. Only we can change by viveka kyati jnana, by discriminatory knowledge, by wisdom. And that is only human fortress compared to any other species. And then comes, you are become achari, grahachara, achari, panditaha. You have become achari means, and you are a yogi. You are the one who practiced and who continue to practice. You are always healthy, you are always happy. Now in India, few sects even name achari, achari, achari. Seldom they practice. Achari means the one who practices all these things is called achari, acharana, achari, achari, acharana, charanam, charanam. The one who practices it all the time. To keep ego in feet, feet are called charanam. Charanam. So this is the methodology of 7. And this is a time, each one of them, if we focus, I tell you, and this COVID has taught us to become yogis. This 21 days, we can become yogis. If you become a yogi in 21 days, and next 21 years, or next, whatever the remaining life you have, it is a heaven. And let software come, let markets down, and let nothing comes, nothing shakes you. Because your problem is, you will always have food to eat, always you have clothes to wear, always you have shelter to live in. That much, the nature around you definitely ensures. Only if you think beyond that, there is a problem. But this methodology makes you simple living. It is a time to learn to live simple living. It is not compromised living. It is in fact, your immunity is compromised if you eat more. This is the way a yogi lives. And simple living, whether you are luxurious, whether you have billions of dollars, doesn't matter. If your living is simple, in simplicity, in scientific, in moderation, and whether you have a money, whether you have no money, whether you have a name or no name, whether you are beautiful or ugly, doesn't matter. Rich or poor, doesn't matter. Everyone can be happy. Because you have a billions, you indulge, you are the first person to suffer because of your stress. Now you can see all the big leaders are getting affected because the stress, the immunity goes down. Let us observe. All this money, all this name, all these big positions made you to compromise with your immunity like anything. Stress, highest stress. His life is for stress. That's why I said all this education, all we are getting is this education, all this is to make us, So present education is to earn money, that's all. Earn name and fame, to boost ego. Entire ancient education in India is only to live healthy and happy. That's all. That's the difference. All our education is to live healthy and happy, swadharma. Now it's all about paradharma. It's all about the science outside. It's all about your earning money, earning the gadgets, acquiring the gadgets. And money makes us, all the gadgets make us vulnerable. In fact, 5G produced a virus, a defective, whenever electromagnetic radiation comes, So every year if you examine from swine flu to Spanish flu to swine flu to, and so dengue to, and observe coronavirus to. So 3G technology, when 2G came, it brought another flu, and when 3G came, another flu, 4G came, another flu. Now 5G, Wuhan is a 5G. Why? It destructs your cell membrane of the birds, the insects. And when cell membrane is ruptured, defective proteins are produced. The virus is nothing but a defective protein, a terrorist protein it is. Understand? So, and for which you have to fight. If you can fight, if you are like that. And in future also, as the technology is increasing, as we are distorting the environment around us, instead of adapting it to it, as we manipulate the environment around us, so many manipulative organisms come, and which endanger us. So we need to protect ourselves. We need to charge our cell membrane full of electron, full of mitochondria. Full of mitochondria means zero resistance. Whatever available, oxygen is available, more than sufficient. If your cell is relaxed, if electron transport system is there, fat is converting, one fat molecule gives 471 ATP molecules. So this morning, what yogis have given us, so COVID-19 living, it should change our life henceforth. Let no more any virus disrupt a human life like this, disrupt economies, disrupt human existence, disrupt everything. So that's why let us protect ourselves. It is not some philosophy I am giving you. This is what a yoga is all about. There is no spirituality separately. Every asana, every limb in yoga is meant only for this. It is not to, again, bring some resistance. Because paritta, protection, works only when there is a zero resistance. The qualities of the chant, the qualities of the listener, and Milinda Panaha, so the Nagasena, a monk, explaining the Greek king called Milinda, and Milinda tried to make fun of Nagasena. Hey, how your paritta, your chant works. Then he has proven how the sound works. Sound of silence is so powerful. So now we are going to practice sound of silence and paritta, protection. First we have to experience that uniformity, and then we have to sit and observe. Then chant. Yesterday we lie down and chanted. Today if we get some time, so we sit and chant. But before that, taking your system to zero resistance is very important. So dharana, observer, I am making you observer. It is not, I am not trying to give you some mantra or some sound to focus on. No. I am just, Sanskrit is not the language of, it is not a language. Sanskrit is not a language to read. Sanskrit is not a long language. Understand? Not a language to read. It is a sound to chant. It is a sound to Sanskrit, is a sound, is a recital. Sanskrit is a silence of sound. When you administer 50 letters properly, sound of silence, and sound, Sanskrit is a sound which leads to silence. Yatendriya mano buddhi munir moksha parayana vigatech bhayakrodha sadha mukta evasa. Krishna explaining Archana how to silence. How to silence. All those, there is a Pali language also, same, Pali or Sanskrit. It is a language not to read. It is a language of pronunciation, enunciation, pronunciation, and enunciation, articulation, grammar. Sound, only sound. It is a chant, it is sound. There is nothing you should read. You should, Sanskrit, all these yoga texts never had books. For thousands of years they survived by means of sound. By means of scripture it vanishes. So now we are converting into language to read. The entire West, entire India now, Sanskrit means it is a language. It has become a language. It has not become a sound. You can't hear. When I look at a person, a Western scholar, or even Indian scholar, when he chants, what he is chanting? There is no chant. There is no recitation. He is reading. And does it produce that vibration? Sound means what? A sound it is. It can take you like this, or it can do like this. Sound is all about what you listen. And the easiest way of silencing the mind is the sound. It is not a music. Sanskrit is sanskaranit, cleaning the entire body from to down. 50 letters are divided. This is called mantra purusha. Entire body is divided. So each letter is divided into 50 Sanskrit letters. Nothing but your entire body from top to down. All the top ones called vowels. The 15, 16 letters in Sanskrit are one category is 14 letters. For 15 letters or 14 letters in Sanskrit are called vowels. Vowels means connecting. Consonants will not connect. They have no meaning without vowel. Sanskrit is all about connecting. Your entire body free. Ooh. Connecting. The sound itself connects you. It is the sound of silence. All Sanskrit is how you chant vowels. How much you are connected. If you are connected to the people, your sound is connecting. It becomes a connecting sound. Sanskrit is a connecting sound. It is not. In English, you have only 5 letters: A, E, I, O, U. But in Sanskrit, all the first letters are only vowels. First, what we are taught to the child, first what child utters, only vowels. What is born? Sound is born. What is born? First ah, then oo, then What is born? It is sound. Connecting. That's why in India, first what are taught? What entire music, what is it? Only these letters. Each one, how you sound. Each consonant can be sound with each vowel. Ka, ke, ku, ke. How it feels. Have you ever heard your language teacher teaching like this? If she taught you, you would have been mesmerized. She only told you, A for apple, A for ant, A for Amma, A for Amalapuram. This is what we are taught. You are never taught to connect. But our Gurukulas, our entire teaching of thousands of years is only theatre, movies. Only vowels. Entire opera is about vowels only. Your ability to chant vowel. That's all. Infinite. Infinite. Bahupada. You know. Dvipada. Tripada. Chaturpada. Chatushpada. Panchada. Swaha. Swaha. Shatpada. Saptama. Then I know my teacher is chanting in Panchada. Means you only can chant only twice. Still you have a Dvipada, you have Dvaita. Dvipada chanting is not good. And now entire chanting of the Sanskrit goes by Dvipada. Bu, Ru, Swaha, cutting. The more you chant, the more connecting it is. That's why Hindustani, if you read, it goes on. So understand, Vaiparitta, sound can disrupt the virus. Sound can shatter. You see, ultrasonics are used. Sound is used to break the buildings. Noise. Sound. A bomb, a powerful bomb means sound. There is no silent bomb. Noise, destructive. Highest active noise. Silence constructs. And noise destructs. Both are sound only. Complete construction means complete silence. Understand? So if we understand the sound, that's why people went to, oh my God, if I listen to the Buddha, in 1 hour I am taken to that high alert awareness, captured, and I have undergone, I experienced the silence, because the sound is so profound. That sound is not of a dopamine, but the sound of highest amount of silence, and he knows how to chant, how to enunciate it, and how to recite it, how to pronunciation, chanda. Bhurvasva Rasaviduruvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. If you listen to music, the person who is chanting, his guna will come to you, his behavior will come to you, his attitude will come to you. Sound transmits the character. Sound transmits the personality. That's why whose sound you are listening. Suppose you listen to a Beatles rock and roll music and you get tuned, that personality will come to you. And if you listen to a rap music, that rap, you will become a rap person and that personality will come in you. Sound changes your personality. That's why they said, the one who experienced the silence only listen to that sound. Not the scholars. It is not the philosophers. The scholars and philosophers only divide the people because West has become killed the Sanskrit by making it a subject in the universities. Now, craziness, writing the books in Sanskrit, reading the books and simply translating into the English, you earn your PhD. What a damage you have done. Not even a single Sanskrit scholar is an enlightened one. How many years of tapasya you have done? Have you experienced the silence? So let us understand. So this sound preserved for so many years, thousands of years, not because of the scripture. Understand, it is not a language, Sanskrit is a sound. Sound which has to be heard from the one who silenced the mind. His word silences you. The sound of silence is preserved in Jesus, Bible. Bible is sound of silence given by Jesus. Quran is a sound of silence given by Prophet. And Bhagavad Gita is a sound of silence given by Krishna. And Yoga Vasisthasara is a sound of silence given by the Vasishtha. Sound of silence. When you walk into a church, when you hear in the same Latin, the chords are happening, the carols are happening, the chords are happening, chants are happening in the monastery, in the Latin, the way it is chanted, and you will feel completely tuned. You experience then and there the silence. The lexicon churches, the ancient churches, ancient abbeys, when you walk into, what you will find, what strikes you the most, and it's a sound. You feel like standing there and participating in the prayer. Prayer is nothing but a sound. Sound. And if that has so much of propensity, and a sound which is preserved 2,500 years by the Buddha, a Yajnavalkya sound, and more than 3,500 years. Rishis, Rig Veda, is more than 5,000 years old. Pre-Indus civilization, what they discovered is only a sound of silence. So let us practice now dharana, lying down. So let us relax, lie down. I am taking you from top of the head down to the tips of toes. Let us learn to meditate, because this dharana is available on COVID-19 live stream on my YouTube. You can download. Every day, 3 times, 4 times you practice dharana. You touch beyond delta state, and your immunity is the highest. And the harmony, entire your family, lie down and keep my chanting, sound of silence, dharana, and just follow the instruction. Without your knowledge itself, you will go into the samadhi. Samavati, your brain, your mind, every cell gets repaired, rejuvenated. Its entire digestive health is restored. And digestive enzyme health, the detoxification happens. Your metabolism increases, and you will have absolute immunity. So when in kingdom of the Vaishali, when I chant Ratana Sutta, I will tell you what Buddha taught. Buddha is requested to come to Lichavi princess, and so Vaishali the kingdom. And so because the Vaishali has 3 calamities. One is a disease, one is a drought, one is utter poverty. And the 3 things have completely shaken the entire kingdom. And then Buddha came, as he stepped in, silence, the power of silence, downpouring rain. And as he chanted, all the ogres and all the demons, all the ghosts and all the goblins and everything flew off. Disease, viruses, bacteria ran away. Sound of silence. And a Buddha's sound means, that's why Buddha's roar it is called. A Buddha's roar it is called. Buddha's sound it is called. The sound is so powerful. So when I chant that sound, that's why I told you to, record it and keep it. It will help you a lot. So what you have to look for is, it is not a standardized, it is not a rhyme. To chant, rhyme is, everywhere you go, you will see that rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, London Bridge falling down, dimple chin, dimple chin. Sanskrit is not, a rhyme. Understand? It is not ratified. It is not a language. It is a sound, experienced, a silence, the one who experiences the silence. And when he sounds anything, it is selfless. No name, no fame, no expectation. The one who chants should not have done 5 sins. That is the first quality. Reciter, the one who is chanting, what are the qualities? The one who is listening, what are the... When the chant works, when Bible works, when Quran works, when Gita works, if the one who is chanting it, and if he has those qualities, the one who is listening, and if they have those qualities. So what are those qualities? We will listen. we will learn.